acting, I guess the title is, U.S. Attorney for the Western District. Can we just promote you and make you the U.S. Attorney now?
Sure, Aaron, that's fine.
Okay, Alec Van Hook.
The president may have something to say about that, but we'll just go with it.
Yeah, well, let's go with it. You have been working on an operation to move criminals into the federal court system for better than a year now. There will be those who say, maybe it's not working as well as you had hoped. What would you say to that?
Well, this is, the violent crime issues that we're having in Shreveport are not unique to our city. They're happening all over the country right now, and it's, something that we have to address and work with our local law enforcement partners to address. And our approach is not static. If things aren't happening as quickly as we like, we meet regularly and find out other things that we can do, and we try to bring a multifaceted approach to help bring down violent crime.
The police chief has called on the state police and I guess federal agents to come in and help patrol our streets. A bigger police presence, is that a top priority in terms of more people out there and maybe we can prevent more crime?
Well, I think from the federal perspective, what we would try to do is bring more federal agents in to help put together prosecutions that could be brought to federal court. Federal agents are not routine police officers. They don't patrol the streets.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that that's something that we want. But I think that increased law enforcement presence is always helpful, and having the members of the community work with law enforcement to help solve this problem is, just vital to our success with this.
Alec, sorry, I'm calling you Alec. I apologize.
That's fine.
let me ask you this. There are some that say, crime goes up as we experience economic troubles because, as I saw yesterday on a documentary, desperate people will do desperate things. But in these cases that we're seeing, a lot of them have to do with a retaliation. A drug deal went bad or a gang crime. What do you know? What do you know in terms of the root cause of the violence in our city? Is it economic based, or is it more an issue of disputes and retaliation?
Well, I think there's a lot of factors that drive crime, and certainly a thriving economy helps bring down crime rates because there's opportunities for people to do things other than engage in criminal activity. But what we have to do is make sure, crime doesn't pay, and we have to, bring these cases, from law enforcement. From a law enforcement perspective, we're not able to address every ill in society. Our job is to try to make the community safe so people can, live in their homes and have confidence, in their neighborhoods and enjoy their lives. And that's just something that every citizen's entitled to have, and we'll work to do it. One of the things that we've done, I think you're absolutely right. A lot of this crime is based on gang activity and drug dealers who can't turn to law enforcement to settle their scores, so they do it themselves. And we have, in addition to bringing prosecutions, we have brought training to the area, in response to this effort. Just last week, we put on a gangs and guns class that the Department of Justice funded, and it was hosted in part with the Bossier Parish Sheriff's Office. And we trained over 100 law enforcement agents and prosecutors on more effective ways to target gang activity and gun crimes. We continue to bring more of these Project Safe Neighborhood prosecutions, these gun prosecutions, which I'm very confident that over the long run, it will help bring down crime. But it's a stubborn problem.
The gun prosecutions that you're moving to federal court, you have an idea of how many you have done over this past year, or it's been longer than that, I think, that you've been doing it. How many have you moved?
We restarted our initiative in 2017, and we were, frankly, sidelined a little bit by the coronavirus. When the coronavirus first hit, we had troubles. We were concerned about putting additional pretrial detainees into the jails. And so in September, we announced, that we were going to try to reinvigorate that program. And probably in 2019, we prosecuted about 100 gun crimes in the Shreveport area. And since September 15th, when we announced our revitalized initiative, we brought 42 prosecutions just in those 2.5 months.
What is the difference between being prosecuted in a federal court and in the district court?
I think the biggest difference is that there's not you're not entitled to bail in federal court. If the judge makes a determination that you are a danger to the community as a defendant, you will be detained pre-trial, and so it takes that person off the streets. And secondly, and just about equally importantly, is that the consequences of the sentencing. The sentences are typically longer, and we don't have parole in the federal system. So if you get a sentence other than a little bit of an adjustment for good time, you serve that sentence. Yesterday, a judge in our district sentenced a serial armed robber who actually ended up shooting one of his victims to 81 years, and that's a significant sentence. That person's not going to shoot another person again, and it makes a difference in the long run.
Do you get cases to trial and to adjudication quicker than the district court can?
We have the Speedy Trial Act, and which entitles a defendant to go to trial within 70 days. So when we bring a case, we try to go quicker, and the fact that the federal defendants are detained pending trial, we go quicker. The coronavirus has been an issue. We haven't had, we've had difficulty putting together jury trials during the pandemic, and so that's posed some challenges for us.
Alec Van Hook, let me ask you this, and I know this is a hard thing to answer. What can the public do? What can the general, I sit here and am mystified by it every day. Is there anything we can do to help?
Well, as I've said many times, if you see something, say something, and you need to help and be supportive of our police officers. These men and women are our heroes. They're brave people. They go to work every day, and their sole mission is to keep us safe. And we need to support those people, cooperate with those people, let them know what's going on, let them know what our concerns are. And there's some practical things that you can do. That Chief Raymond and I speak regularly. And he's told me that there are probably 10 or 15 guns stolen out of cars every day in Shreveport. Well, those guns are getting into the hands of the wrong people. And, do common sense things to help the community stay safer.
Don't leave your gun in your glove box. Take it in and out of your house every day, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, that's an easy solution. We can do that. Alec Van Hook, the interim or acting U.S. attorney that I just promoted to U.S. attorney for the Western District of Louisiana. Thanks for your time.
Yeah, thanks so much. Appreciate it.